So we're looking at Mitch Peters' Intermediate Snare Drum Studies. And we're looking at page 27, study 15. It's a piece, you know, it's not a bunch of strokes like Nard. It's not a bunch of strokes put together to challenge you that way. This is a little different. This is more like music. It's Mitch Peters, you know, for many years, the principal percussionist of the LA Phil.
Yeah.
And he's a very nice guy. I had the pleasure of meeting him. Okay, so where are you going to put the metronome?
Oh, I mean, I haven't played this in a while. Put it at 100.
I went to hear John Adams at the new Disney venue, concert hall, and there's seating behind the orchestra, bench seating, which is my favorite. So it's as if you're looking at the conductor as though you were in the orchestra. And so you're behind, and of course the percussionists are always in the back. And so you could have tapped Rainer Carroll on the shoulder, who's also a lovely guy. So there was Mitch and Rainer. Okay, so where are you going to put the metronome?
I set it to 90. Now the rolls, were they closed?
No, not necessarily.
So if I played the first system there. Shoot. Yeah, that's forte, that measure there. The last bar of the second system. Take it
from 2 bars before that, where you play eighth notes crescendoing up and back down to the second.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, all right. So it was not too bad, right? You seem to have some.
I didn't throw for those. I played those flams like this.
Arms. And then when it came to the last bar in the third system, go ahead and play that for me.
Last bar in the third system. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. So
do that again. Okay. See, this is why reading is cool, right? Because it reveals how we really play. There's no time to meditate or to really think about how it is you're playing. It's just now you've got to read and play, which is about the idea of putting this into practicum. We're trying to put this technique into practicum. So you're having something. Yeah, you're good. Okay, but it's not. That's not quite it. You're in the right direction. Otherwise, you sound a lot better. Okay, so good. This is our jumping off point.
Okay.
Because you did a nice job. However, now we're going to talk about how it is we're playing. Okay, so go ahead and play. No metronome, just play alternating plays, nice and slow. We're going to break this down. That's not really an honest to goodness. We're talking about an honest to goodness Murray, Spivack, Richard Wilson upstroke, right? That's not what it is. That's not what it is. There's a discipline involved with regards to really playing, and we talked a lot about this. Now we're going to delve into this further. We talked about the upstroke as coming from. This is why having a floor is so important, right? We know that we're so close to the surface that we can't help but make a note. Look, that's all it is, dude. That's it. Just stay. Just looking for tap, row, tap, row. Not which is in the right direction, but that's not really what it is. Now the tap really is, there are two ways to go up. There's like Dick Wilson, he'd show up to Murray's, you know, he studied with Murray as a kid, and then he was teaching for Murray after he set up the school ahead of time, flew out to LA from New York, set up the school, and then Murray came out, and Dick was teaching along with Murray, right? And look, you can do this too. Look, you can add. And so he would get into bouncing the wrist on the upstroke, which I believe he introduced to Murray, because Murray was just about gravity for the upstroke. I studied with him, but not long enough to know everything about what Murray was talking about. Right? So Murray was about gravity, which feels like this. It's just this. It's just this. Now putting it on your leg, this is a Richard Martinez thing, because what you get is you get a tactile experience. Now remember, the stick is just laying in the hand, right? We know that there's a middle finger fulcrum. We know it's a 3-finger grip. Laying in the hand was always very confusing to me because this could be laying in the hand. Now, if you know what you're doing, the 4th and 5th can be next to the stick. You can even include the 4th at some point, as Dick would say, you know, if you're playing really loud. That's not where we are right now at all. I maybe shouldn't even mention that. In fact, I probably shouldn't have. When I talk about laying in the hand, go ahead and lay it, probably not out of screen. Let it lay in the 1st finger and the middle finger. Okay, now you'll notice that my 4th and 5th aren't really, they're not even on the stick. Now you can put them on the stick, as I said, and holding them off can make things uncomfortable. You can even hurt yourself if you don't know what you're doing. So be aware of that. So we're letting the stick just lay in the hand. We'll put the thumb on. It's just laying there. It's laying in the middle finger, the 1st finger, and in a sense, the bottom skin of the thumb, maybe the just the skin of the tip of the first finger, because it's in the first knuckle, but you're not trying to get underneath. But there's a feeling of it's actually laying in the hand. Look, watch. You can take all your fingers off except for the middle finger. The stick doesn't fall down. It does if you don't have the stick laying in the middle finger, right? And there is a countervalence that's coming from the palm. We know that. Okay, so we just have that feeling in our hand, right? And now we're just going to let the thing drop on your leg. You can feel it. Here we're just, I'm thinking gravity. Gravity. See, I'll feel it touch your leg. Bring it back up. Let it drop. Okay, now we're not going to feel, you can feel that just by, now is this gravity, or would we call this a wrist turn? I'm thinking gravity. 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 And that's why this technique is one of the reasons why this technique is half the effort and twice the speed. Because Murray would give you a note for free. You're so close to the surface, you can't help but make a note. If we don't have a floor, we're not close to the surface. So this technique is gone. That's why part of the reason the floor is so important for this technique. Now, without a stick in our hand, what happens if you just let your hand fall with gravity? Let's see how much of this you really understand or feel in your body. Go ahead. Okay, bring it back. Do it again. No, stay where you were. That's good. Let's see what happens with mine. You know, we do this stuff and then you don't do it for a few days, or you don't do it, and then you go to show somebody. Yeah, mine just goes like that. The hand just opens up. Boop. It just goes up. Not bad. And then I bring it back. Closes, doesn't it? All by itself. Let it drop. Don't try to make it. We're just letting it go. Just let it go. And then you bring it back, and it will close. So we know the hand will do that. Now here's another mistake that's easy to make. You get all caught up in what the hand does with no stick in it. Now it provides great insight, but you have to recognize that it's going to be different when you do have a stick in your hand. But some of that will exist, okay? What we're just looking for is I'm just holding the stick. I'm not thinking, I just know that that's what happens. I know that if I'm holding the stick here, and I let it lay in the hand, and I just go, boop. Yeah, I can even feel it. I can feel some relief. I can feel some of this, but hardly any. And then when I bring it back, watch, and then when I bring it back, as I lift up, I can feel my hand doing that, a little tiny bit of that. But now we're moving so much that you have the opportunity to feel some of that. What happens when we're here? Well, you see, to make a big deal, the best way to approach this isn't about getting caught up in what the hand is doing right now. The gig is, here's what I'm thinking. Now maybe I don't need to worry about what the hand does because I've been working on this stuff for so long. But right now, all I think about is the stick laying in the hand as I described, and just letting the stick fall. And I get a little tap. I don't hear a tap. I feel like you're just waving the stick on the air and not even touching.
I'm touching.
Are you? Just pull the pad away from the snare drum so that you can do that on your snare drum. Just slide your TRU-BOUNCE away. Are you there? Oh, you froze. Come back, Joe. We'll be patient. Come back. Hello, Joe. I'll give it a minute. I'll pad for you. Okay, by the way, your grip looks nice right now when you look at this. Okay. Oh, Joe. Well, we'll give it another minute. Those Canadian geese, they interfere with the reception, I guess. Or is it the American eagle? Somebody's at fault here. Okay, there you are. Good, we're cool. So we're just looking at, I was explaining that the way to feel this is to just let the stick lay in your hand and let the stick fall. And what I was asking you to do is to slide your true bounce as a plug for Aquarian off of your snare drum, just enough so that you can play on your snare drum. Then we'll know if I can really hear you. Yeah, just move it over a little. No, I want you playing on the snare drum because I can't hear you on their pad. Maybe I'll have you turn it up in a minute. We'll see. Now, there seems to be a quality, and I'm not sure. This is maybe one of the inconveniences of not being in the same room with you, although I'm not sure it would even really help. So let's just analyze this. This is really a big deal. This is really the essence of the technique. This sets up the whole technique. Understanding this. So, and this confused me for a long time. So I get it, and it's so seemingly minor, and it's so quiet. I'm playing with vis-a-vis in Toronto. Don't you? I gotta hit that drum. What? Maybe, but from this delicacy, you will develop real power. Okay, so let's see if I can. Give me a side view. The same view I'm giving you. I'm left profile here. No? Oh, okay, now you're gonna have to play with your. Weren't you playing with your right hand? Okay, but the drums are in the way. So, okay, now do it with your left hand. So you have the same view.
You'll see my right hand here.
Yeah, but do it with your other hand. Look, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There it is with your view. Go ahead and do it. You don't get to lift up first. Now you're lifting up.
Okay, here it is from not lifting up.
That's a little tricky for you, isn't it?
Oh, I mean, that's all the sound I can get from like being an inch above the pad.
Your voice is loud enough so that I know most likely how loud your pad would be.
Yes.
But I don't need to even hear it. That's what Murray would say. He said, "You're playing on a practice, and I hear a snare drum. That would be loud on a snare." Right? He'd get into that kind of thing. So it looks like this, right? You're here. Watch. Yours doesn't look like that. Yours looks like. I think you're going to let somehow you're lifting it up every time. Mine just goes plop. Don't you see? Plop. Well, I want you to practice with heavy sticks. This is going to help you feel some of that. Plop. Okay. Look, watch. It almost looks like the stick has changed angle. It's so tiny. Look. Okay, I'm here. Let me get it for you. Doesn't it look like the stick now looks a little more like this than this?
Yeah, a little bit so. Yeah.
Mine's just fall. Mine's just done this. Watch. It's so tiny though. Mine's just done this. Yours does. You look like when you go to. It's if you were trying to duplicate this blown up version of what I want you to do on the pad, yours would look like this. And mine just goes, eh. But you don't get to do anything. All you just, that's better. Do it again. And now it's just falling. Don't go lifting your arm up to mimic it. Just let it there. It's kind of tiny, isn't it? Now, there is just a slight change in contour here. You see? Watch. And now we're just barely going to follow that up and make it cock our wrists, as Murray would say, to the ceiling. Now, okay, now turn back around. See? That's this much of a distinction is the difference between failure and success in this technique. Okay? So we're just letting it fall. There, I don't mind. Murray would really get to this quickly, wouldn't he? You really want to get to where the power is, as he would say. So do that. No. No. Try it again. Just first let it drop. See if you can get that part of it. No. You're just going up. You have to just let it, it's that tiny little thing I just showed you. There you go. Now bend ever so slightly, leaving the bead right there. Just the tiniest bit. Just right there. Stop. Now cock your wrist. Why does cocking your wrist feel like it doesn't feel quite right? But you got the first part, which is Dick would say the up is hard, the down is easy. So we're just up, right? Watch, just really carefully watch this now. You saw something happen here, didn't you? Now this, now watch. Watch how it looks to cock your wrist. It's cocking my wrist. I'm turning my wrist. You got to get the first part. Tap. Come on, just let it go tap. Okay, now a little more of a bend, tiny bit. You really got to see, the bead went up. Your bead, I can see, because watch. Well, watch back here for a second. Now watch this. This might help people. I break it down for different students in slightly different ways. But we're just up. Not much happens. Is anything? Tiny. Look, tiny. Here's what I see with you. It's so tiny though. Here's what I see with you. Kind of get this part. And then you go like this. It doesn't look like what I did. Just from here to here. Well, it's hard for me not to do it. So I see this. So your bead comes up a little bit. And then you go to cock, and you've got no arm behind it because the arm is just doesn't know what to do. In fact, what's interesting is your arm does know what to do. And you've got mishigosh going on, and you're getting in the way of it. If you really have to, you so many years of us banging it out, right? At the Hard Rock Cafe, and wasn't that the, right? Okay, Toronto references. Okay, so we got to get the first part. Just let it drop. Got to hear a little tap. You hear mine tap, I know you do. Okay, not too bad. Now just leave your arm alone and just bend the wrist, leaving the bead there. Just bend the wrist. Just the wrist. Okay, now cock your wrist. I'm gonna really bring it up. Yeah. Are you clutching that stick so tight there's no motion in this? Here, just do this. Just do this. Now the stick is laying in my hand and I'm just going like that. Do it again. Turn your wrist so that it's parallel, perpendicular to the floor. That's it. Okay, come back and just do this because I'm not convinced you feel this. I'm Arm is just hanging, isn't it? And you're just doing this. See all the power this has? Come on, get it going. You copy me. It's hard for you, isn't it? Let's figure this out. This is really the stuff. We can go get into all kinds of fancy stuff and strokes and playing really fast, but if you don't have this, I mean, it's some other technique. And it'll be tight and uncomfortable because this technique is nice and relaxed. Okay? So check it out. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but then how are you going to play alternating flams? See? Okay, so everything is really relaxed. That's first of all. Nice and relaxed. Let your arm hang. Copy me. Arm hanging. Yeah, stay with me now. Bring it up. Nice and relaxed. Just hanging there. Laying in the hand. Okay. Now just turn your wrists. It seems to go up and down at kind of the same speed, doesn't it? Nice and relaxed. See, there's some movement. It almost looks like I'm doing this, doesn't it?
Almost.
Please don't do that. I'm not doing that. The stick is moving it, but I'm just turning my wrist, letting it lay in the hand, and whatever happens, happens. But I'm not doing that at all. Okay, so it's up. See down here, you won't see much of that at all. Here, turn here. See now the hand doesn't look like it's opening at all, does it? Now as I get into here, you can see the stick there's so much momentum going this way that it pulls on the fingers. But all I'm doing is this. All I'm doing is this. Just higher. So it starts to pull on the fingers. I'm not doing anything. Go ahead, do it. Yeah, that's better. You feel the momentum?
Yeah.
You've caught this. You've caught. It's like it's the like a trebuchet or like a. What do they call that when you Goliath?
Mace? It's a mace or something?
No, that's like a hammer of some sort. That's like it's got the pouch, the slingshot. Oh, slingshot. You've got this thing stuck. You've got it caught in the pouch, and it's like you're never letting it go. It's just stuck in the pouch, and it's glued in there from centrifugal. Right. So all you want to do is just get to this position where you just feel that, and the arm is moved so little and so naturally, motivated from the wrist that all you're feeling is really this. It's just so tiny. Look, tap, turn, tap, turn, tap, turn, tap, turn. Up, down, 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 up, and the up is for free. The up is totally for free right now. Free. So all I'm really feeling is this part of it. The up is for free. So we're not going to do that. If you can't do it slowly, that'll just be an ersatz expression of what we're looking for. Okay, try it. Tap. It's that little drop. No, let it drop. Let it drop. Remember the slight change? No, you lifted it up. You don't lift up at all. You never use your arm like that. There. Now just bend a little more. Tiny bit more. How come your elbow doesn't move when you bend a little more? Watch. Just do this. But just take the stick out of your hand.
It's a little, maybe just not completely relaxed right now.
It's okay. No, it's a feeling that you'll get even when you're uptight after you've had. Okay. Even when you're not relaxed, if you come to the practice pad, you'll know this so well that you'll be able to do this in a relaxed fashion, no matter what your psychological, emotional state might be. Okay, so we're just doing. Put your finger here. Keep your elbow back. Don't go reaching forward. That's a mistake. Now put a fixed point in the universe. It's Richard Martinez, fixed point in the universe. I'm right somewhere in between the two fingers. You're at the bottom. Get right like that. Now just do this. Come on, keep it there. Just do this. No, time. Look how little. Look how little. Watch. Right away, my elbow. Look. Can you see? Can you see? This is attached to this. This is look. Watch. There you go. But you know, there you go. It's watch how. But I'm going to only move a tiny bit. This is all you need. There. So you can see it moving right here, can't you? Watch. See this kind of start. The angle changes just a little right here. And if this is loose, this angle will change. So that there is a slight alteration in the contour of the arm assembly. There. Okay, come back, and it'll, just like when you did this and it came back, remember, you tapped and you did that. Now, if you go up properly around this fixed point, and you see, just there it is. That's all you need. You move too much. You don't even need that much. But there you go. Maybe this helps. Angles seem to help you. Okay, and then you come back. That angle here should change. There. Go on up. Keep your fixed point in the universe, please. Your reference finger. Okay, go up just a little and watch this go up a little. Tiny. That's it. See? You don't even need to think. You wouldn't know that's happening if I didn't tell you. And now you're going to come back around the fixed point, and that'll come back. And it's as tiny as that little thing you learned just letting the stick drop. There, now you got it. So the gig is that we're just going to let the stick drop, and then we're going to do what you just did. And watch. And then I'm going to cock my wrist, and it's done. That's all it is. Okay. Good again. Good one. Come on, cock that wrist. Cock. Don't clutch it. Just let it lay in those 3-finger grip. Let it lay in the hand. Get in there. No. You got to touch. The touch doesn't move the hand. Touch it all with the wrist. Okay, now you're going to go around the finger. Now you're going to cock. Not sure your arms. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't feel as though you've really engaged the arms. Let's do this. Here's a Richard Wilson throw. Richard would add force on the way up. Watch. He'd add a little force and go. He'd go tap. He'd go. First he'd get this. So you go on and do this. Now you can just turn a little to the surface. Now you're not using gravity so much as you're turning, and you'll get that same thing as if you use gravity. Do it again. That was good. Come on, I want to hear a no. Turn. It just does this. Watch. That's all it's going to move. Watch. And there's that change of angle again. Look how little it is. Turn. That's it. Turn. Now you're lifting up. Okay, now follow that up Dick Wilson style. Follow it up more. Follow it up more. Go on, a little more. Now cock your wrist. See how the arm related to that? Well, watch. When you do it Murray style, watch my arm is tiny. You can see it. Watch, it relates. It collapses and I get all that power. It's tiny. The weight of all of this. But you don't. You just kind of tap. Do this, and then turn your wrist, and nothing really even happens here. This never comes down. It never really goes up or out. All right. Okay. So now let's try that on playing alternating tracks. You ready? That looked like a good one. Let's do it. We'll get caught up in, what is really important, but I want to have proportion with regards to how much time I spend on each thing. Right? So it's just we're doing now. If we go slow enough, watch. Now, I want you to go so slowly that, let's see, how should I do this for you? You have to do fast enough so there is an actual upstroke. Up, row, up, row. Watch. I make contact with, watch. Up, row, up. Not what's happened. Up, this, which is drop the stick, so it's for free. Throw. Go ahead and do that. Both hands. That speed, somewhere around there. Now, can you put them together? Because you got the idea. Yeah, that's got the idea, but can you? Oh, you got to drop it. Nothing's changed. It's just the timing. No, you're lifting to the ceiling. You're lifting to the. There you go. No, we have to remember the little change of angle and the gravity. There it is. There it is. A little bit of a Dick Wilson thing going on. That's fine though. Just go on. No, you don't get to lift up, Joe. Cheating. You're lifting up. That's not it. You're not drop. You're not feeling the thing drop. It really comes from that. That's the secret. That's your secret sauce. That's right. That's it. There you go. It'll guide your motion. It'll keep you connected to your playing surface. No, you're just lifting it up to the ceiling really high. There it is. Tiny. No, you lifted it up. 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 Recalibrate.
Well, if you're playing alternate flams, it's going to be
All it's going to be. But you don't get to lift it up though. The grace note is the drop from parallel using grab. There it is. There it is. There you go. Come on, cock your wrist. Cock your wrist a little more on the right. No, you don't get to lift up. It's a drop. It's a drop. No, you lifted it up. You lifted it up. You lost it. You have it. You actually have it. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. Now what I want you to do, now what I want you to do, much better. I know it's tiny, isn't it? This will pay off. Now what we're going to do is you slowed it down a little more, which might be a good thing. So, don't play, and then, say it. I want it to be a little faster. Okay, so I want you to go from playing 4 flams, alternating flams in a row, to just downstrokes. Can you do that? Now the throw. No, no. Close up. Now watch. Let's see. Now look. Does it look like I'm making an upstroke? It does. Note, 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 oops, note. There'd be a note, there'd be a note, note, note. I'm talking about the upstroke, right? Up, up. Is it a motion or is what? So see how similar this looks to this? I'm not going, and then I go to make flams, I'm doing this. No, no, no. You're real close to the surface. You're just, it's as if you're going to make a note with that little. So in other words, I'm feeling what could be an upstroke on the way up for my throw. Look, gravity, throw, gravity, throw, gravity, throw. See how fast? You don't go, there's no gravity doing this. Gravity, no. Gravity, throw, gravity, throw. Note with gravity, throw. Note with gravity, throw. No note, but gravity, no, just let it fall. Starts with that. There it is. Now you can go up. You can go up Dick Wilson style or Murray style. Come on, go up Murray. No, you go up Dick Wilson style for fun. There you go. Now go up Murray. That's it. It'll be much smaller, but you'll still feel the arm. Okay? Come on, make a throw, but don't touch. But think of making a touch. Come on, no. Watch, it happens. Look. How are you going to play a shuffle? How are you going to play a shuffle? How are you going to play a shuffle? If you can't leave the bead down, you have to stay there. No, you're stopping up in the air, so you're not just using gravity. No, stopping here and then going all the way down to come up. You only do this. So this is your beginning of your throw. Just do this. Now it's going to look, it's almost identical to when you made a tap. When you made a tap and the stick changed, the angle of the stick changed. Now you're not making a tap. Don't make a tap. Just turn your wrist a little bit or let it drop there. Come back. Back. This is the parallel. Now this time just think of just dropping it. Just turn your wrist a little. It doesn't even need to go down to have that feeling. You don't have to touch. Do it again. Okay, now follow that. Go ahead and throw. Cock your wrist to the ceiling. Yeah! See how fast it is? It's snappy. Dick would say about his playing, it's real snappy. Real snappy. Which is, you can hear in your favorite drummers who studied with this technique. Okay? So this time you're not going to make a note, but you're going to get that feeling at the beginning. No, you don't yank it. It's a feeling of just little gravity. Too much. You're lifting. It's a feeling of turning your wrist. No, it's a feeling of turning your wrist or using gravity. See, if I just do this and let my wrist fall a little, something happens here. It's so tiny that maybe whatever happens here countervails so this doesn't go down. Come back. Tiny little drop without making a note. Okay, now cock your wrist, or you could go up a tiny bit more if you wanted, leaving the bead in one place. You come back to the surface, see if you can go back to see if you can make a throw. Go on, cock your wrist. No, you have to get the little thing first. No. Let's do it in pieces. Do the little thing. Nope. Yanking it up. Where's the little thing? There. Now, if you want to, now you could cock your wrist. You know, you're actually up. You're up. You could. Yeah. There. Now do that just do that real snappy. Tiny little bend, and then turn your wrist to the ceiling. Yeah, now turn your wrist. Now do it again. There, turn your wrist. Do it again. Turn your wrist. This time, after you get that first little thing, bend ever so much more tiny with the bead in one place. First, you have to, no, you're just yanking it up. That's what you're going to do after you do your little bend at the beginning. Come on, feeling of gravity, where you don't touch. Okay, now bend a tiny bit more, and cock your wrist. So your arm isn't relating, you're holding your arm tight. I told you, you can see it. Look, you can just see it. You don't do that, you go like this.
Yeah.
I can't help but this. How do you stop this from moving? There.
I don't know.
Okay, come on, stay with me now. You're getting this. Okay? Little feeling of gravity or a wrist turn. Now just do that and quickly cock your wrist. Start again. Go on. Little bend. Cock your wrist. But now that would be a quick throw. Look, it's just this. Little bend. Look, little bend, elbow. Look, little bend, cock. And the elbow comes back. Tiny. Elbow's not. Tiny little bend and cock your wrist. Nah, didn't happen.
I don't know. I'm trying to get the arm to activate a bit, you know, and
I know, but the arm activates if you leave it alone and barely move. There you go. There you go. Pretty subtle, isn't it? You got one. Do it again. A little bend and then you cock your wrist, but leave your arm loose. Yeah, come on. Did you really feel anything in here? Did you feel anything here when you did this? Oh, tiny? You feel anything here when you do this? See, it's a fulcrum, so you don't really feel anything. It's a lever arm. These bones are all acting as lever arms with fulcrums as attachments. There you go, better. You know it has to happen all. Oh, there you go, there you go. Now just do that all at once. Got it right there. 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 Now you see the upstroke is built in. If you want, you're so close to the surface, you could make a tap. And it would look almost like that, wouldn't it? Don't you see it? You broke it down really well just a minute ago for you. So, okay, go on. Do it again. Yeah. Okay, you now do it all in one fluid motion. No. You blew past everything. One fluid, no, you went up a lot higher. It's not what you just did. It's a little tiny breath. No, you'd be already coming up. You'd come up way sooner than that. You don't have to rush it to do it all in one smooth motion. Don't rush. You did it real. There you go. There. There. You got it. There you go. Come on. Don't spend too much time going like this. You got it. Come on. Not bad. Come on. First little bend. Just boom and then boom. Come on. Bend. Boom. 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 Guys, get that first. No, going up too slow. Oh, it goes boom. But watch. Boom. Boom. Not boom. Not bad. Now you make a tap. Four up and down motions, and then 4 just throws. Then don't stop, and 4 throws.
4 up and down motion, 4 throws. So
sorry. In other words, upstroke to downstroke, and then just upstroke to throw with no touching. That's what we'll do. You see, there's an upstroke there if you want it. If you do this correctly, you'll have an upstroke forever. So you're going to do 4 upstrokes with a downstroke, and then you just do 4 downstrokes. Go back and forth and get to understand this technique.
So an up motion to a downstroke, so up.
Yeah, but start with the upstroke. I want to hear the tap. The tap will lock you into getting that first little bend that I'm teaching you. There it is. Don't spend too much time going up. No, you're just back to this. No. Nope. Nope. Just do it slowly and remind yourself. Tap. Tiny tap. No. You didn't stop after your tap. There are really 1, 2, there's 3 parts to this, isn't there? There's a little bend, then the tiny bit more going up, and then the cocking. You need all 3. You need to stop in between each one. Nope, not stopping in between each one. Nope, the first tap, I didn't see anything happening here. It's got to fall just a little. The angle will change slightly. There you go. Stop. You didn't stop, but that was pretty good. Do it again. Get the first part of it. Then stop. There. You did it. There. You got it. Go up a tiny bit more. Now, that's it. Cock. Yeah. That's it. And once you start to feel that, you do all 3 smoothly together. Each part of that has to be intact. So go ahead and do it slowly with an upstroke. I don't care how slow you go. Just don't blow the motions up so that they'll work when you. Nice. Oh, you got to get the first part. There it is. Yeah, come on, cock. Again, up, down, up. Now just throws. Up. Oh, come on, you got to get the first part, just like there's no first part. No, the first part is just like you're up. Stroke. No, you didn't move that much to make a tap. Okay, almost. Too much. There you go, like that. And now you're going to cock. There you go. Again, tiny little bend. There you go. Now go up a little more. That cock. Tiny, tiny, tiny. Don't separate the tiny bend from the going up a little bit more. Take your time and stop. You're feeling this. Tiny bend. There. No, you didn't stop. There. Now go up a little more. That's your up note. Now cock. There. Do it again. Get the first little bend. There you go. Cock. Bend a little more. Cock. Now make an upstroke doing that. Tiny little bend. And cock. That's what it is. Much better. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to give you two exercises. And I want to move to something else right now. I've got to get to something else. Very good. I know. All right, so I'm going to give you an exercise where you're going to play. I should get a tempo for you. And I want you to play this without a metronome too. Yes. Okay. I'm going to get too fast for you. I'm making, if you, now that you understand it more, you can really see it, can't you? Watch it. Let's watch it. Here's Dick with it. See? Now the upstroke is louder, isn't it? Because I'm adding some muscular force, but it really looks very similar to this, doesn't it? Okay, so you have that. Now as I go to make throws, it'll look very similar. This speed, it's so slow. So just on the edge of where it wouldn't really work. There's dropping it up, dropping it up, dropping it up, dropping it up, upstroke, downstroke, upstroke, 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 upstroke. So you say every time I drop it, it's for free. Free, 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 free. That's all it's happening. So it's half the effort, which you just felt today. So we're going to just play 4. This is a good tempo. It's going to be 58. Just nice and slow. 58, we'll do 58 to and the metronome's accordion, you're playing quarter. 58, and you can take it up slowly to 70. You got to get all 3 parts. You really should take your time. There you don't move too much. You move too much on the first one. What did I say? 58. 58 to 72. And how much well, the first little bend, you should already start to feel a little arm something. There you go. There you go. A little bend should motivate the arm so slightly. There you go. You're starting to feel it. You felt this right there. 5508. When I edit this, it'll be a different timing. So remember that. There you go. See, it's snappy, isn't it? You don't spend a bunch of time going in one direction and shoving it down. This snappy little thing. Yeah, man, better. Really try to get back. That was better. Coming along. All right, now. Should we continue in this direction? By the way, I think what I did was I mentioned in the Roy Burns book that we both have that I think I put down page 17. I hope you we worked on page 16 and I
16. It was 16.
So here's what we're going to do. You're not going to. I don't want to. We've been going at this way longer than when I turn on the camera. So I'm not going to have you demonstrate what I had you work on. And I'm going to give you something different that will connect to what I just showed you.
Yes.
Okay? Because this is the shit. So now we've got, I had you playing an accent on the first of every 3 notes. So whenever you had 3 notes, the first would get the accent. And you're going to see, look, do you see it? Now I'm on the wrist, right? Over and over, right? Or then I had you playing it on the second note. Over. See, but you're not going to be able to get that because you haven't got this yet. I mean, go ahead and try it. Let's see what it looks like. Let's see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Let's see. Should I hum a tune while you're looking?
Oh no.
The rule is no dead airspace. Someone's got to be saying or doing something. If you grew up as a showbiz kid, you would know that.
So
were you so let's see, where was I? 1, 2, 3.
I was playing it at 16.
1, 2, right. No, that's not it. You're just back to your old stuff. Now, here's the other thing. You're back to your old half turned over, throwing your fingers open. I know, I went through it for years. I want to get this out of your system sooner than that. And so here's what I'm going to point out. You just had it out of your system, whether you know it or not. All this talk, we've been working on trying to flatten you out, get you not to use your fingers in the way that you like to, right? And you're doing this. Look how flat you were. No fingers, no nothing. It was perfect. There was none of that other weird stuff. See? You see? There! That's really good. Now, so stay with me. So we're not going to do these throws right now because that will involve some form of fulcrum because we're letting it rebound. And we're not there right now. See? It already starts to go. So you will get this by putting these building blocks together, and there are not very many of them. Okay, this technique is actually really simple. I know it doesn't seem obvious, but in reality, this is actually very simple. Okay, so here's what we're going to do instead. We're going to play no metronome for a minute. It's really cool to not start. I think it was Lawrence Stone who talks about the fact that he often approaches teaching with no metronome. Has a student get something with no metronome? Okay, so We know we're going to have that. We're going to have that throw because we're going to put an accent on every first of the three notes. Ah, 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 hmm. Ah, 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 ah. Now here's that throw. It looks like there could be an up. Ah, ah, ah. There's that throw. Doing this. I'm not doing this. It's just this little thing. So we're going tap, 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 tap. That's all this first exercise is. Roy Burns, and we're not using it as perhaps is suggested. Okay. Because this is a finger control book, although Roy talks about using wrist and fulcrum, and a fulcrum bounce, using fingers and employing a finger bite. That's two ways of putting it. And I don't have the Roy Burns concept down. I didn't study with him long enough to talk authoritatively about this. We're using it and paying homage to Roy, but we're using it in a way that helps us understand this other technique. Okay, so we're going to make that throw. We're going to do it with no metronome. Can you do it? Ah, yeah, think of all the little parts. Don't blow through that first little bend. There you go. Not bad. Yeah. Don't spend a lot of time. It's just this little snappy flick. Okay. All right, now, what would happen if you put the accent? If you put the accent on the second note of groups of three all in one hand? No, it's an upstroke. It starts from parallel. There. Oh, don't give me some weird thing. Where's one? 1, 2, 3. Well, you turn to the ceiling. 2, 3, 2. What? 1, 2, 3, 1. Good, Joe. Okay. Feels different, doesn't it? Look how flat you are. Problem solved. Until you start to throw for rebounds, but this will work. You'll see. Okay, so 1, 2. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Real simple. 1, 2, 3. Okay, metronome at 60. I'm making up a cool exercise that will help you with regards to what we're working on. Okay, 60. Metronome is a quarter note.
Yeah.
And you're playing quarter notes. So what I want you to do is I want you to play the second exercise. In other words, I'm going to have you run, when I say second exercise, you can go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 exercises on the page.
Yeah, you go through all of them.
But what I'm saying is I'm turning each one of them into multiple exercises. And we're moving the accent from the first note and then to the second note to the third note. I want you to play second exercise, exercise 1, exercise B, so that the second note is the accent. Go for it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. Now play the third exercise. Play the third. I will call it an iteration. Now the third iteration, where the accent is on the third note. 1, 2, 3. You're only going to come up on that second note, or at all. Oh, coming up way too soon. You won't get the bottom of the bead. Remember, you made a big deal. That's the other thing. Look, this gives you the bottom of the bead. Notice? It really does. Okay, good. Now, put the metronome up to 72. See what happens. Yeah, dude. 72. I know that feels better.
So we play the same thing at 72?
Play the second iteration.
Okay, so the second exercise or the
First exercise.
accent on the middle triplet, okay.
Yeah. Second iteration. Okay, play the third iteration. Go yanking it up prematurely. Don't lose that thing. Just take, you felt this, you know what to do. Okay, third iteration. 1, 2, 3. Got the tip. 1, 2, 3. If you yank it up, you'll get the tip, but better. 2. That was a good one. 1, 2. Oh, really got the tip. You can feel it, can't you? You came up too soon. 2, 3. Better. Okay, take the metronome off. I played the first iteration. It's not because it's the easiest. In some ways, it easily gets the easiest can easily be disregarded. We want to pay proper attention to all of these iterations. So now there's no upstroke. So now you're just, so that's why, see, should be the easiest, but it should feel like there's an upstroke.
Yeah, there's a motion up, but it would be
like you're doing for an upstroke. Yes. Oh, just yanking it up. Oh, where's the little thing? Better. Come on. Better. Getting it. Okay, metronome up to, okay, put it up to 92. Come on. Just go yanking it up. Act as though you're actually playing an upstroke. Better. Okay, iteration 2. Now you're lifting to the ceiling. Yeah, that was a good one. No, lift to the ceiling. No gravity, nothing. Better. Okay, third iteration. Third iteration. So these are, all the unaccent notes are pianissimo. So it makes it easy to go from a little tap to dropping it from parallel. You might be turning a little to the ceiling for the little taps, huh?
Yeah.
But the upstroke's going to be a drop. There you go, not bad, man. Okay, put the metronome up to, where are you now?
I'm at 92.
Are you?
Was that 92? Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you're playing. I get it. Okay, put the metronome to 132. Let's see if you can see what's going on here. Okay, second iteration. Second iteration. hard to know which one you're playing because the metronome is so fast now.
One triplet, two triplet, triplet, four triplet, one triplet, two triplet, three triplet, four triplet, one triplet, two triplet, three triplet, four triplet.
Now, see what's happening now? Starting to become a little flick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now the flick can happen. What? Every time I say up, there's relaxed traffic. Every time I say up, there's relaxation. Up, 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 up. It relaxes every time. So I can keep it going. Because there's this little Okay, so good. So now we're going to take this to just one more iteration. Try to 160. You probably cut the metronome in half, but this way you'll have a tact to follow as you increase the speed. Feels like a flick here too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
No, there's no up because there could be an up, 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 up. That could be a flam. Okay. Now you put the second iteration. Just flick. Don't come up too much, or you'll ruin your. There you go. Third iteration. Don't come up too much, you lose your flick. You're just yanking the beat away on the left. There it is. Yes. It's easy. Now once I started cranking it up, rebounds became involved.
Yes.
But we're not there yet. Well, why? Let's get this solid. Let's help get this feeling into your system so that it's second nature. It'll start to feel funny. In fact, I think based on the look on your face, there were a couple times where you went and you realized that it didn't feel right. You yanked it up.
Yeah.
It also, and what is the final arbiter? It didn't sound right. Right? Because this is all about, and the whole thing is integrated. Because, what is it? But when it sounds right, it is right. Wasn't that Satchmo?
Louis Armstrong, yeah.
I think he was known as saying, when it sounds right, it is right. Well, we'll add something to that. When it sounds right, it feels right.
That's right.
Turning off the camera.